This week has been a first for the channel because I've been on my first press launch, and I recorded it and edited it earlier in the week, and when I came back I told Claire all about it. You're going to get to see that. However, when I was telling Claire all about it, I missed out one big thing, but I will get to that later in the video. So we will come back to me, and I'm going to tell you about something that happened that kind of puts everything that this video is about into perspective.
You're absolutely buzzing. What you've been doing today?
I've had an absolutely fantastic day. So do you remember, not so long back, I got an email from Dave Hewson.
Yeah.
If you don't know Dave Hewson, he is the managing director of Rapid Training. I've done some rapid training in the past.
Wow.
I've done Bike Master 1 and 2. If you don't know about Dave, he's got a YouTube channel called Obsession Engineering, and he's also a former TT racer. So
He knows his stuff.
he knows all about bikes.
Yeah.
But he says, oh, do you want to come to this thing that we're doing? It's us, Rapid, and Honda. I said, yeah. I mean, why would I not? Before we go any further, I've not been paid for this. I did get a bit of quiche and I got a couple of coffees, but that was just a bit of hospitality.
Lovely. Yeah.
Honda as a company want to reduce all fatalities on their vehicles to 0 by 2050, which is, when you think about it, a really ambitious goal. Now, the way that they're going to do it is through both the technology on the bikes and also training. So the technology on the bikes, things like ABS, you've also seen on Hondas, apparently, before my time, I guess, airbags on the bikes, and they're continuing to develop those safety features with the bike. However, 94% of fatalities on motorbikes are caused by human error, and that's something that can't be solved within development of a machine. So the idea is by Honda partnering up with training organisations, they can work towards their goal of getting all fatalities on Honda bikes down to 0 by 2050. They want to reduce the number of fatalities in half midway through that journey from now. Although it's Honda that is running this in association with Rapid, you don't have to own a Honda bike to take advantage of it. So basically, it's a day of training. And if you've got a Kawasaki like me, or a BMW like me, or maybe Yamaha, whatever, you can still go along and take part in the training. It's £545 for a day's training at this current moment. Now, that's not an insignificant amount of money. But one thing that I would say is, if you get a decent helmet, it's probably in that area price. If you get an airbag vest, like the one I'm wearing under here, they're around that price. But one thing that I would say is, if you're unlucky enough to be involved in an accident, then that helmet, well, that's money down the drain. You've got to buy a new one if you want to get back on a bike. With the training, hopefully, it keeps you safe and prevents you from having an accident. I've been lucky enough to do some training with Rapid previously as a paying customer, and you're going to see later in the video just what it can do for you.
I've noticed when you came home from your rapid training, when I was the pillion on the bike, you were a better rider. It felt more stable.
Felt more safe.
I've told you this before.
Did you feel safer?
This is not new news. Yeah, yeah. Definitely felt.
And that were Bike Master 1 and Bike
Yes.
Master 2. I've got Bike Master 3 to do. For the road stuff, I partnered with my pal Vinny, who took me for track last time.
Yeah.
So I do know Vinny, I've been under his instruction before. And we got paired up, 2 students to 1 coach.
Okay.
I got partnered up with Andy, who were a top guy from Bennett Social. Andy's been riding for years and years and years and years.
So you partnered with him, yeah?
Yeah, and he was
Vinny.
like really down to earth, way faster rider than me, way better rider than me, but you know, it never made me feel inferior at all. We're a top guy. Obviously we got Vinny, so you take it in turns to do all this. Now, when I were out on the road, Andy went first, Vinny in middle, me at the back, and then we're going around all the roads, and then you pull over, and then Vinny would explain stuff like he does and coach you through it, and then you swap over.
Okay, yeah, of course. Then you're at the front, are you?
Then I was at the front.
Yeah.
Now, this is also, remember, a Honda event, and the kind people at Honda know about my quest to ride 100 different bikes.
Right.
And they said, oh, we've been having a look. You haven't ridden the CBR650R. I went, no. And
Is that what you've been
today, this is yours. beautiful bike.
Okay.
So before we get any further, this was bike number 52. Bike 51 is going to come out afterwards because
Okay.
we're moving things around. But so I've done a Fireblade, and
Yeah.
and the Fireblade were amazing.
Yeah.
It were an older Fireblade, but what an amazing bike that was. But the thing with the Fireblade is that you can't razz it round.
You can't really ride it then, can you?
You can, but you can't razz it round legally. Because if you pull back on that throttle, you are beyond legal limits. So, and I think if you watch that video, you'll see that I found it a bit frustrating, that for me.
Yep.
On the track, it'd be amazing, but just for normal roads. But this CBR650R,
Yeah.
if you imagine like a Fireblade that you can like proper wang, it feels powerful. It's got an inline 4, lovely smooth engine. It accelerates really fast. It gets up to legal speeds really fast. It handles like a sports bike.
You liked that bike, didn't you?
Absolutely
I can
amazing.
tell.
And worst thing about sports bikes, every time I ride
The
one,
position.
yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, CBR650R does not hurt. It
Okay.
honestly, I'd commute on that. I'd tour on that bike.
Could I get on that?
What, on the back?
Yeah. Was
No,
it not
but
brilliant?
you'd look
Okay.
absolutely, you'd look insane on the CBR650. It'd be a
Right.
really cool bike for you, that.
Right.
Easy to ride as well, by the way.
Right, so let me talk to you about the bit that I didn't really want to discuss with Claire when I came back. So we were out on a ride, and I've had time to reflect about what happened. But what I want to do is basically run you through the footage and tell you what I would have done before the training, and then tell you what I actually did do. And I did it instinctively because I did my training last year and I've practiced all winter. Now, looking at it, you might not think it looks very dramatic, which is good. It's a good thing, because if it's not very dramatic, then that means what I did was right and on time, and I hit my marks where I needed to. But if you try and imagine what would have happened as the rider that I was. So I've only been riding a year and a half, even now. And I know that without that training, as I was coming up to this bend and there were the other guys on the press launch with the rapid trainer, I'd be looking to see who it was, what bikes they were on, maybe what they were wearing, and then give them a little wave like, all right. Yeah, I've been told that that's not a great idea. As I approached this bend, what I was doing is I had my vision high up, top of the page, looking down, scanning as I come down. And I saw that as I was approaching the corner, there was a sign on my left-hand side that said there were a junction on the left. So I'd clocked that already. So I knew that the junction came after the corner, the bend. Sorry, I call them corners, I should call them bend. So I knew to watch out for that. And then I could see a white car that were up in the distance coming towards it. Put two and two together, that car is going to come towards that junction that's just around the bend, and the bend is out of my eyesight. Now, I've also been taught that for maximum vision, what I need to do on a right-hand bend is to get into position number 1. So if you don't know about this, maybe you do. Position 1 is this side, position 2 in the middle of your lane, and position 3 towards the white line in the middle. So you're in position 1. And by doing that, that allows you to get a good sight of the bend as you come out of it. So I did move across to there, but it's not fixed because you got to think of the context around it. So I knew I had to move across there, and then as I'm doing the turn and leaning into the turn, you'll see that I move away from that position 1. And now that was done on purpose. Now sometimes you might think, well, oh, you're not hugging that position 1, but it was done on purpose, and that's because of the white car and the junction. So what I was trying to do, what I've been taught to do, is to create a safety bubble around me so that should anybody breach into my area, I've got time to react. And luckily, I've got things set up. It's not luck, is it? It's training. It's training. Luckily is the wrong word. So through my training, I've been taught what to do. So the training allowed me to come round and create a safety area around me and the junction, and that's why I started to come back into the lane, position 2, and then you'll see that I actually went over into position 3 to the white line. The reason why I went over into the white line in position 3 is because I could see that there wasn't another car coming forwards towards me, so I was going to have that bit of space. Now, as I've come to the junction, the person that's in the white car was looking the opposite way, and I've clocked that, so I know that they don't know I'm there, which is why I've moved further over. And sure enough, she didn't know that I were there. Now, I applied some brakes to slow down, just to take a bit of speed off so that I could get around a little bit. But as I've come at the side of her, with my safety gap, knowing that I can now clear it, she pulled out. And I put the throttle on to get out of her way. Now, I could have slammed my brakes on, but then she could have still hit me. If I'd have slammed my brakes on, I've got Vinny and Andy at the back of me, who I'm sure wouldn't have gone into me because of the calibre of rider that they are, and because they're following the same system. But if it had been anybody else, I could have been rear-ended. So that were, on reflection, and at the time, the best way to deal with this scenario. Now, one thing, like I say, it doesn't look so dramatic when you watch it back, but the person in the white car, once I'd passed, continued to pull out on my two buddies at the back. So that just goes to show that if you're riding in a group, I think she did finally clock me, she put her brakes on, and then she carried on with Vinny and Andy at the back. Now, they were safe, because again, they were following the same system. The reality of that is that my first press launch could have ended very badly if I wasn't following this system. And you got to ask yourself, £545, if I'd have come off that bike, then I wouldn't be working. My insurance would go sky high, even higher than what it is. And I might not want to ride anymore. So one thing that I would say is, having done the rapid training that I've done, I don't have twitchy moments, twitchy bum moments. I don't have them. Even that, it didn't get my heart rate going because I knew that I were in the right position. Now, I know what you're going to say, well, if she came out faster, there's all these different variables. That's true, but I still, if that had been the case, I still had a place to move into. I'd have had to go across the white line and into the other area. So I still could have done that. So I'd still got margin for error, even in the place that I were. I may not be the fastest rider. That was quite evident on that day. But I am a thinking rider. And that's down to my training.
Before I move off the bike, because you know I'm obsessed with bikes, but this one had got an E-clutch. I've never ridden one with an E-clutch. I didn't even know what it were. But Ian, the guy from Honda, hi Ian, he says, try and ride this bike without touching the clutch at all. And I'm like, well, how does that work? Because I've ridden that DCT system, which was like automatic.
Yes.
And I've ridden bikes that have got a quick shifter where when you're running the bike, you can shift up, and then some of them will allow you to shift down.
Okay.
But what this one does is, well, you can set off without your clutch like a scooter, but it'll not change gear for you like an automatic.
Right.
So the thing I don't like about automatic is I like to change my gears.
You like to control it, you feel it, yeah.
And it's all right doing it with a button, which is great. Some people like that, but I like my little clicker on my foot.
Yeah.
So for me, that E-clutch, you can ride it like a normal bike, but if you want to ride it like without a clutch, then you can, and it just switches over. And this light comes on, it'll tell you if it's in or not. What a joy.
So is that a new thing then, an E-clutch?
It's a Honda thing.
Right.
Best system, I think. I'd pay for that. That were a useful thing. The more that I were on that bike, the more I were using it, and the more I were giggling to myself, thinking this works.
I'd like to hear that.
But you know what I'm like? I don't like tech.
I know you don't, yeah.
But today I did start to see where it were. But you know, I do like that tech. I must admit. You know when you say things and you think, oh no, I wish I hadn't have said that. So Dave says, Emma, can we get Andy a different bike? And she says, yeah, we can. What do you want? And I said, well, what have you got? I mean, what kind of a response is that?
Yeah.
And then,
so what did she have?
well, Dave said that I was being like a diva influencer, which I'm absolutely not. Anybody that knows me hopefully knows that that's not the case. But
Okay.
so I apologise. I said I didn't mean it like that.
Right.
I said the only reason I'm asking is because I'm trying to do
You're
a different
excited,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. So
A different bike if you can, don't you?
so she said, yeah, we've got a Hornet. So I said, oh great, that sounds
I've
good.
heard of Honda Hornet.
Yeah, like a naked one. So I was talking to Andy again from Bennett. So he
Yeah.
said, oh, it must be a 750 one. It turns out it were a 1000cc
Oh,
one. Yeah.
okay.
Which were actually the second 1000cc one that I'd sat on, because when I went to sit on the CBR650R, I sat on a Fireblade, but I got took off that one.
Okay.
They look same to me. So like.
But this was a Hornet then?
Hornet.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Your first Hornet,
amazing.
what was that like then? First
Well,
impression?
Well, we went out on tracks. Now,
Right.
I actually filmed me talking on the track.
Okay.
So we'll play that bit.
First and second gear, no brakes. And I've got to get used to this Hornet, which feels quite nice actually. I always say I can tell straight away if I'm getting on or not with something. So let's follow Joe. So Joe's looking and now he's looking away this side. I've got to follow what Joe's doing. I remember this from last time, trying to get to the cone, and then I got to get to that one. Now I'm going to the green cone. He wants me right under there. He's looking over there. So we're going straight over. Because it's blocked off. No, it's not blocked off. Pay attention to the green. Slowing down a little bit. And then to the green. Then looking at the yellow, and then come to the yellow, and go to it, and then tuck into the green, and then out, yellow again, and green, and then green, and then yellow. It's just engine braking. I'm going to come into the green, and then yellow again, and green.
So basically, as I were on there,
Yeah.
the commentary died away a bit, and the reason why is because I was concentrating that hard. Trying to
You were
do this.
focused.
But anyway, one thing that I would say about that Hornet, so when you start off doing the track stuff, you're in just first and second gear, no brakes.
Right.
So it might sound really daunting to you to go on a racetrack, but I will one-to-one, and I will with Joe, like I
Yeah.
said. Okay.
Proper training,
So,
yeah.
and Joe goes first, and he takes me around, and they lay these cones out, and you're like hitting these targets. So you've got a yellow cone.
So you've got a focus point.
Yeah, so you go to the yellow cone and then you go across to the green cone. So that instead of snaking around like that, you're getting a shorter route. And the idea is that you're keeping the bike upright.
Okay.
Because the more upright your bike is, then the most amount of grip you've got.
Makes sense.
When you're leaning over with your knee down,
higher.
which I were trying to do for the photographers, it didn't quite
Did it work out?
work out. Well, that were like, there were photographers everywhere. They were like, it were interesting. We'd actually been on a press shoot as well. And the idea were that we were
Been on a fresh shoe.
yeah, we went on the press shoot. I forgot about that bit. We'll stick that bit in as well. The idea was that the three of us with the coach in between, and you were supposed to go in formation. Andy from Bennett did really well at that, and
Yeah.
Vinny obviously were amazing at it. But if you imagine red arrows, it's like there were two red arrows and then I came along. So I'm hoping that they've got really good lenses on the camera
Yeah.
so they can make it look like I'm there. If I make it to any actual press stuff, I might be a little dotted background. It's hard to do that. Anyway, second lap that you do, it's all about throttle control. And you know, just dipping your throttle, maintaining throttle, all this stuff to keep your bike stabilised. And the third one, you do your brakes. Okay. So about the third time, I remembered how the track works, everything. It started coming back to me, and I was getting used to this Hornet.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, if you wang that back on that throttle,
Does it wanna go, does it?
yeah, I couldn't really get it into third because all G-forces, like, were moving all my leg and everything away from
Was it that
shifter.
fast, was it?
Oh yeah, I mean, when you get on that
Was
race,
it?
the last time, well, I went on my Versys 650 on that racetrack with my top box on
With your
last
top
time.
box on, yeah.
So
Bit of a
this
foolish
time,
move, really.
this time I've got this Hornet 1000.
With no top box.
No top box whatsoever, and I'm telling you now, when that kicks in, wow, honestly.
So you liked that too then, didn't you?
I did. It felt like, you know, like where you're in Millennium Falcon and they do that light speed. It goes and you can see it starts and it just goes like that.
Did you like that, was it?
And I was trying to hang on and I thought, God, I must look.
And you've got to keep up with the others as well, haven't you?
Well, I'm in front at this point.
Oh, so you don't want to be them catching you up?
No, but I'm in front and I'm thinking, I bet I look absolutely mint on these pictures, right? I bet I'm absolutely going for it. I thought, because I am. For the,
holding on for dear life.
In the history of Hornet 1000s, I'm the guy that's riding it how it should be. And then as I'm like that, and I can't really see stuff and everything's going.
It's good.
And then, so Joe just casually goes round me and goes, with one hand.
And you're like that, are you? Oh, that sounds fun.
So
that sounds great.
It were about, so I was trying to get it to 100 mile an hour.
On the track?
Yeah, on the track, yeah. I'm not quite sure if I did because at that point my eyeballs were bleeding. I think I got into 90s. I'll have a look when we have a look over
That's
it.
fast, Andrew.
It is fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that Hornet 1000, what a bike.
Is that the fastest you've ever been on a bike?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I said before, I haven't ridden a bad Honda.
You've said that,
Okay.
yeah. Even all different sizes you've ridden, haven't you?
No, and there's different bikes, and I've done 53 different bikes now.
Yep.
And they're all different. But one thing that I would say about Honda is if it's a Honda race bike, whether it's a Fireblade or that CBR650R, the Honda bikes do exactly what they're designed to do, like your Monkey.
Yep.
Them Honda Monkeys are designed
Nippy little thing,
for
wasn't
fun.
it? Yeah.
I defy anybody to ride a Honda Monkey and not have a grin on the face.
Yep.
Our friend Lee's got a Honda Monkey.
Yeah.
Lee rides
He loves it.
pretty much any bike that he can get his hands on, and he's done it
He
for
loves his
years,
monkey,
but he
doesn't he?
loves to go on a Monkey. Your Honda Monkey were great. If you know, the Fireblade, absolute beast of a bike, that CBR650R. Amazing bike. So, my love for Honda is gone. And it's not just because I got some quiche before you start commenting. It was nice quiche. I don't even like quiche. Got nothing to do with that. I've just had an absolutely buzzing day.
I'm really pleased about that. And you're coming away safer.
Yeah, it were a good
Which is
refresher.
what I care about.
It were a good refresher. And you know, having done Bike Master 1 and 2, and I'm back for 3 later on.
Booked in, aren't you?
Yeah, what I can say is that condensed day, like what we saw today, that is like the essence of what you'd learn. So if you switched on and you go and do it, and you listen to what they're saying, you can go and practice it.
You will be safer than if you listen to what they're telling you, won't you?
To do the bigger Bike Master 1, Bike Master 2 and 3, it just gives you more time with the coach to refine what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's down to you, you know, it's called rapid, but it's not about the speed. So that's the thing. It's not about the speed. The speed's a byproduct of the system that you're using. But honestly, I cannot speak higher about either brands today.
That's genuine as well, what you're saying.
Genuine, like I say, I'm not paid to do it. I gave up a day's work to do it, and it was well worth doing. Not just for the quiche.
Well, for the Hornet, by the sounds of it.
And the other one, you know, both of them. So So yeah, hopefully that gives you an idea of what they're doing. But this is happening now, so they are official partners.
Check it out now then, basically.
The tuition is top notch. Interestingly enough, there were so many bikes there today, not one had a problem. Honda
Interesting.
are known for reliability, aren't they?
Yeah, I have heard that. People
Yeah.
have said that to us before.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Honda.
There are a good Honda there that I won't mind trying. The NT1100. I think it looks a really good touring one, and the coaches
The
had it.
pillion you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
a lot of people like them. They were there today.
Okay,
So
we'll check
yeah.
one out.
Yeah. So there you go. So we will be back on this channel at Rapid later on in the year for some more stuff. So I hope you found this interesting. Like I say, it's one of the best things that you can do. They get everybody in
Yeah.
from all stages. What I would say is, there's people that have been riding years and years. We know that. They do get a lot of people that's been riding a long time that go for refreshers or to help them with the riding.
It's easy to need to go back to refresh yourself. Sometimes I find, talking about myself in the car, I suppose, it's different, but you get stuck in your routine and in your ways, don't you? And you forget maybe not being as safe as you could be.
Yeah. But I think, having gone through the motorbike test mod 1 and 2, that you should be made to do some advanced training in your first year.
You've always said that, haven't you?
Because it's different,
Yeah.
and I do. And I think if you're going to learn, you really want to know how to do it properly from the best. Somebody that can overtake you while you're doing Millennium Falcon speeds with one hand on the handlebar and look like nothing's happening.
Well, these guys are all from the professional motorcyclists, aren't they?
Oh,
They've
yeah.
done something professional, yeah.
Next
So
level.
they're top end guys.
Absolutely top end level. Well, they were saying that even the Rapid guys had to go to, I think it was, where did they say? Turkey, to go through the Honda program, and Rapid guys
Oh, so it's
straight
the,
through.
It's the top guys then.
They get assessed by
Okay,
the Honda lot to be part of it. It's it's a massive movement. Everybody involved in it, amazing. So
So do you just go down to your local Honda garage to check it out? Is that what people could do?
I'd imagine so. That's it.
Go and
So
ask
you
your
must
local garage.
go and see your Honda dealer, and I mean, they're exciting bikes. They are exciting bikes. 6-year warranty, it said on my tank.
Well, 6-year warranty is pretty
Yeah.
good as well.
For a big brand, I think that
Pretty good.
Honda's the biggest motorbike manufacturer in the world.
Yep.
So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this one. You always feel better when I've done stuff
Yeah,
like
I
this.
think it's. I feel assured now that you know
From a
what to
partner's
do.
point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel that way. Yeah.
So it's like another notch in me knowledge, confidence, and everything else. So yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. We carry on doing the 100 bikes. We've done 53 now, so bike 51 will be coming out. It's well worth having a look at. It's not a Honda, but it's a pretty beefy bike actually. So okay. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.